Hello and welcome to Fool Me Once. I am your host, Crypto Sentinel, and this is the web series where I investigate online cryptocurrency investments to see how legit they are. I never say a site is a scam or call them liars or thieves, though I may be thinking it, but I will point out red flags as I see them and rate each company based on my experiences on a final score of a possible 20. Remember that all investments have an inherent risk, and at no point am I telling you that you should take that risk. I do research on the sites to help you make an informed decision, and I encourage you to challenge these companies individually and even me. If anybody notices any really important info that I failed to include, send me your updates. If they're good, I will edit the video and give you a shout out or invite you to do a video with me. Have a site you want me to review? Let me know and I'll give a shout out to you when I do it. Please like and subscribe so I can do more videos. Okay, and on to our review of Crypto-Mining.biz. Here's our review page. We're going to scroll down, and the first thing is first, the customer service. I sent them something, they never responded to me. I have heard from other people that customer service is better the more that you pay. I don't like that. All customers should be treated equally, and because of that, I'm not going to give them the lowest score in the book. I only tried once, so I'm going to give them a little tiny bit of faith score here, and instead of giving them a solid 1, I'm going to give them a 2. So please do better for me next time, Crypto-Mining.biz. I really want to be able to raise this score for you guys. In terms of the return on investment, this is that portion where, you know, if you notice about the site, it looks like you can make between, I don't know, 1,000 or 1,200% return on investment a year. That's absolutely insane. That to me sounds like it's probably associated with some sort of a Ponzi scheme or other HYIP or high yield interest program. That's scary. Because it doesn't seem logical to me, I'm not going to give it a 5. However, I did see a return on my investment, and I got my 50 bucks back, and I've almost gotten my full 150 back that I totally invested after that first 50. So I can't say that they're doing bad here, but it does give me some cause for concern, because what they're saying that they're going to give is absolutely incredibly huge. Ease of use, the website's very easy to use. It looks good, it responds well. I'm impressed overall. I think that the website does a very good job to convey a professional look, and I sincerely appreciate that from them. In terms of glutton for punishment, this is the question where I ask, what is the likelihood that I will put more money in? So you can see that I put it at a 3. I'm not guaranteed to put more money in. I would say that would be a 4 or a 5. A 3 might mean me putting in another 50 or 100 bucks at some point. But I'm not going to put anything in the site that I'm afraid of losing. Their site has technically only been up for a couple of months. We'll say 4 months. It's nice that it shows that it's going to be up for a long time, but I have seen other sites with really big internet footprints fail. And what I mean by fail is that they shut their doors and disappear and take all your money. And with this site, I don't know that they're going to do that. If I did know that, I wouldn't put any money in at all, even if I knew I could get money back. So glutton for punishment is going to be a firm 3, and that leaves our total score at a 14. Now you might think to yourself, well, 14 doesn't sound very high. The maximum score is a 20, so 14 would be 70% out of 100. And I would say that's probably one of the highest that I could give anybody. I tend to scrutinize these sites very, very rigidly. And Crypto-Mining.biz has impressed me more than they've unimpressed me, right? So they have done a better job at making me feel comfortable than not. So overall, here's your final score for Crypto-Mining.biz, and let's watch the rest of the video. Hey folks, today we will be crawling through Crypto-Mining.biz. This is one of the largest and most popular cryptocurrency cloud mining solutions on the web right now. I can tell you that I've had a lot of really positive interactions with them and only a couple negative ones, but we'll go through everything and we'll try to paint the best picture that we can for you so you can make an informed decision about whether or not you want to do business with them. So this is our initial landing page. So check it out here. The page looks really nice. It actually appears to be very professionally done. It responds well. I can tell you all the buttons work. Everything works like they're supposed to work. And in terms of grammatical errors, there's only a couple of really small things that I would consider. I wouldn't even really bring them up as a potential red flag at all, to be honest. We'll go through and we'll look at their privacy policy. Okay, so here's their privacy policy. one of the things I like to do here is take a piece of their privacy policy that doesn't have their name in it. I'm going to cut it out here. So the first thing that I see that pops up with this privacy policy is something called the No Risk, No Fun Club. That's a little bit weird. We're going to click on that, open that up in a new tab, and just look and see who else is using this same privacy policy. We're also going to look at this one, and this is called HODL. Yeah, this is definitely going to be CCG mining. So I would consider this to be a little tiny bit of a red flag, not a crazy red flag. A lot of these privacy policies are not individually written for the companies, even though they really should be, because if a company wants to be ironclad, they should have their own terms and conditions and own privacy policy. So no risk, no fun club doesn't work. Cool. Index global. Okay. Okay. That one brings up. Okay, so the only one that actually works is the ccgmining.com. This is also cloud mining contracts. So I'm going to ignore all this other stuff. Being transparent, yeah, all right. Qbot mining. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of other cloud mining services that are using the same template in terms of their privacy policy. I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's not a deal breaker, but I'm not a big fan of it. One more thing that's worth mentioning that I would consider to be a red flag and not a positive flag is that if you scroll down on their website, they have this little portion where they show you all these images of their mining centers, right? This one's done really well, looks professional and well done. Scroll through these a little bit. This one's kind of trashy, but you'll see that it's got this sort of centralized rack and these, I don't know, gray here, blue, grayish, I guess. But kind of dirty. That one looks really well done. Again, this one's also kind of dirty and sort of looked like it's encumbered by a whole bunch of trash here. So these pictures have been up on the site for quite a while, and this one doesn't look too bad. But then people have apparently asked Crypto-Mining.biz to post pictures and a video, I guess, of one of their mining facilities. So they released this video, and honestly, it gives more questions and less comfort. The video has this really small, kind of insignificant framed image of crypto mining and their image here, their logo on the site. So we'll play this for you. The guy's speaking in Chinese, and he doesn't make reference to Crypto-Mining.biz in Chinese. He only walks through this disgustingly poorly organized mining facility that I'm assuming is there in China. He says that it's in China. But look at how dirty this place is. The wires are everywhere. There's trash on these shelves. There's trash on the floor. It looks like it is in the middle of either being torn down or put up right now, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why are they releasing this video? And then I thought, it seems like they're only releasing it because there are these two very small signs that say Crypto-Mining.biz. So here, we'll stop this right here. If you look right here in the center of the page, it actually says Crypto Mining here, almost like it's reminding workers where they work, right? And I'm thinking, well, that's weird. This place is a disgusting example of a mining facility. Look at how much garbage there is there. That's ridiculous. So why is it that they're taking this image that doesn't look anything like their other images, and this is the one that they make a video of? That gives me cause for concern, almost like they paid a company to put up a sign here, put up a sign on the outside and just say that it's our mining facility. I don't like it. I consider this to be a red flag. I'll go back to their site. So the next thing on the list is to check out their terms and conditions. We'll go all the way here, check out their terms and conditions. We'll do the same thing. And let's see. It says crypto mining reserves the right to alter these conditions. Okay, we're not going to select crypto mining, these conditions of use. We're going to take this. We're going to go back over here to our Google search. Maybe, if I can find it. And the first thing I see is the same stuff being used at Bitmain. Now, Bitmain is also a really large-scale provider of cryptocurrency solutions of all kinds. Other than that, I mean, yeah, they're using the same thing. Not incredibly big red flag, not as much as the privacy policy, but even so, the privacy policy one wasn't like a deal breaker for me. So let's go ahead and get out of this pricing. No, we definitely don't want QBot mining. Thanks a lot, but no thanks. So we're going to go back over here. I can tell you that when it comes to the About Us portion of the page, there's a little bit to be desired. They offer a certificate that shows where they're from. So I always go to the website companieshouse.co or .gov.uk. So this is a government-specific British business registry site, and I always download their actual files. The reason I do this is because some companies will lie to you about what their company number is, or they'll lie to you about how long they've been in business or whatever. So we're going to look at this. It says 18th Street, Cross Street, Holborn, London. SIC code. It says Mr. Morgan Finch is a British person and he lives here at 59 Glebe Road, London. This is a residential address, or his service address here happens to be a residential address. Each share is entitled to 1 vote. Okay, so they're saying that the company's allotted shares, they're 4 shares of 20,000 British pounds apiece. So, okay, they've actually assigned value to the company. Some places don't even assign value, and it's like £1, and I'm like, how can you say your business is only worth 1 British pound? That's ridiculous. There's another name here, Mr. Daniel Powell. Apparently he lives or works at the same service address on Glebe Road. So, okay. So one thing that we're going to pull out of here that we just want to make a note of is the date that this was registered was the 19th of February 2020. So they were registered as a business in the 19th of 2020. We'll check out this initial here, and I'll show you guys this real quick. This is the registered office address. Something that I don't like, and I'm not a huge fan of this, is that on this address, this is the only thing listed here. This is I Support Business. It's a virtual business office. You basically go there, you pay them some money, and they say, yeah, you have an office here now. That's terrific. But these virtual office services are widely used for sites that are definitely scammers, just so they can say they have a business entity in that country. If you go back and you just check this out, 615 other companies are using that same business address. So that does not make me feel good. I don't like that. I consider that to be a red flag, because in the event that the website goes down after you've deposited, say, $10,000 or even $5,000, right? If you put in a whole bunch of money and the website goes down, who are you supposed to contact, right? So you can't go to a physical location to try to get your money back. So then you have to fall into email. I could say I emailed them once, I never got a response back. And that's also not a deal breaker for me. Sometimes people email back, sometimes they don't. But with me, they've never emailed me back. There's no phone number listed as the site, so the address is not real. Do they respond when contacted? No. And can the officers be traced? So let's check out whether or not the officers can be traced. We'll go to their white paper here that they have on the website. And on their white paper, it's got some information about the company, obviously, and it says the first edition was April 2015. I'm like, well, that's weird, because you registered your company kind of recently, so that doesn't make any sense to me. So we'll go ahead and check out their domain to see how long they've been on. And this says 2/18 of 2020. So this has only technically been online for about 4 months. So why are they saying that they've actually been in business for 5 years? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's an inconsistency that I would consider to be weirdly, I don't know, like it doesn't make me feel like I want to trust them, right? So we'll go ahead and go down a little bit further. It talks about the CEO is this guy. I've already tried to do a reverse image search, and this guy's picture comes up nowhere. I can't find his picture anywhere else. He doesn't have a LinkedIn page, no Facebook page. I would consider that to also be a red flag. We'll go all the way down to where it shows the rest of the team and what it says about them. I've got a little bit of a slow computer, so I apologize in advance. Okay, so here's the other people on the team. Here's this guy's picture again. So look at this resume that this guy has. He's worked for numerous brands from Fortune 500 companies to reputable startups, including Google, Microsoft, Sony, NFL, NYU, P&G, Fleet Bank, NASA. So I'm thinking somebody has this kind of ridiculous record. That's fantastic, right? Why doesn't he have an actual entity on the internet? That's weird. He has columns in Forbes. I don't believe it because I tried to search for his name and Forbes. It doesn't come up. The New York Times, I don't believe it. And American Express, uh, he has columns with a credit card. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. I don't know if American Express has a magazine or something. This guy's kind of the same thing. Daniel Powell. There's no real information that you can get from him online anywhere else. And it's saying that he served as a CTO. Come on, man. If he was a chief technology officer somewhere else, he would definitely have had a LinkedIn page, some business entity somewhere online. I don't believe it exists until they can tell me that it exists, right? And by tell me that it exists, I want to see proof from other sites that are not them. So we went here, I checked out all this stuff and found out almost everything on this white paper was taken directly off of their website, just in terms of being translated onto a PDF. That does not make me feel good. It doesn't sound like they made this just for this. It does sound a little bit like they kind of worked back to that 2015 timeframe, and they show you a little bit about how the company started back before 2020, and that's great. But some of the things don't make sense. They don't have a mining facility in North Canada anymore that I'm able to find. They don't really advertise it anymore. Maybe you can find that on the site. I could not. And they also said in 2016 their customer base reached 100,000 people. I don't believe it. Not whenever your page first became registered and then went online. Your website went online in 2020. So all of these things are red flags that I would sort of collect up and then just take into consideration before putting any money into this. So let's go back and look at their page again and look at the return on investment that they're claiming that they can help you get. We'll look at their pricing. So they come up with a couple of different options here. You actually don't have to start with $70. You can start with $10 if you wanted to. I started with $50 and I saw a return on my investment in about a month. So the problem that I have with that is that the return on investment, dude, a month is absolutely insane for a return on investment. Imagine that you gave them $100 at the end of the year. They're saying that they should be able to give you back $1,200. That is astronomical. That's absolutely huge. So I'm having a difficult time trusting the fact that they would be able to uphold that kind of business plan, right? That's crazy. So far, I have personally seen a return on my investment, and I did invest a little bit more money. Like I said, a lot of these sites have a ton of red flags. This one has fewer than most red flags, and it still has some that make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm not able to get answers to those questions that I have, but it doesn't totally stop me from doing business with them. So I did invest another 100, and I've got a total of $150. And I would say that if you choose to invest in this site personally, and this is my own personal experience and my own personal judgment, just keep your investment low. Definitely don't start off with $1,000 investment or something if that is serious money to you. If it's not, well then just do whatever you want. But stuff doesn't make sense with their claims of age. Now, let me tell you a couple of other good things before we get into the final review here. If you go back over here, this is their domain tools page, right? So I've taken this from domain tools. This is not technically affiliated with Crypto-Mining.biz. I use this to scan the company's information to see what it is that that they have online. And it says the registrant company was from Great Britain. That's fantastic. They are only 128 days old. That's fine. I like the fact, and this is a positive thing for them, they have registered this page for the next 6 years, basically, right? They have this page registered for a long time. And I love the fact that they have this page for several years to come, because it makes me think that they intend to keep this page online for several years. You can tell an obvious scam if their page closes in 4 months or something. If it's set to expire in 4 months and they won't even renew it, and I'm like, no way. So, okay, we'll go down a little bit further. The IP address here is on a dedicated server. I happen to love this. I used to sell online web hosting, and one of the things we used to find out about people who use very cheap virtual server processes is that whenever there's another 1,000 or 2,000 sites on the same server, a lot of those sites end up being gambling sites, or we'll say gaming sites or pornographic sites or something, and they get constantly attacked with DDoS things and other types of brute force hits. And when they do, other sites on the server can get screwed up. So in this case, I love the fact that they have a dedicated server, and I love the fact that this expires in 2026. This I find to be impressive. It impresses me, right? So, like I said, they have some positive flags and some negative flags, some things that you definitely want to take into consideration. And I think overall, Crypto-Mining.biz is not the worst investment you can have. So, thanks a lot for watching, and I sincerely hope that this helps you make an informed decision about whether or not you want to do business with their product. Please like and subscribe, and have a phenomenal day.